Alright, we're going to work on cropping these two photos. If you recall, we worked on them earlier, changing the resolution, and our effective PPI is lower than 300, which is not going to work. So these photos want to be ran a little bit smaller, and instead of running them small, we are going to crop them to fit. We might have a little bit of loss of resolution quality, but it will not be a big deal because of the size we are running these is relatively small anyway. So let's hop over to Photoshop and get to work. Notice that I'm bringing up my original JPEGs, and that's my first piece of advice to you is don't rework the same photo you've already worked. If you have color corrections and layers, you can of course bring those over here, but don't crop a crop basically. So we're going to start by changing our image mode to CMYK. Then I'm going to grab my cropping tool. It is this icon. It is the fifth tool down. If you don't see it, it's probably underneath one of these tools. So just note it's in the fifth slot. Keyboard shortcut C. And then we're going to work up in this control bar. We're going to select this drop down and we're going to choose width and height plus resolution. You have a lot of defaults and you can even save crop presets. So in order to do that, we're actually going to need to get our values from InDesign. Okay, so we're going to get our size from InDesign and we're going to need to do a little conversion here. This is in picas currently, and Photoshop doesn't really work well with picas, so we can do some math, but even quicker than doing math, we can just change our units and increments over to points, hit OK, and now we are at 310 by 195 points. So we're going to use that value over in Photoshop, typing in 310 points, and notice I'm typing PT after. If I don't, it'll default to inches, and you do not want to be around when you're trying to crop 195 inches. And we're going to enter 300 as our resolution. Do not forget that. That's our cropping size. Notice we can move this photo around, and this is our cropping, so we could pull it in tighter if we wanted to. Hit return. Now we will save as, and we're going to say this is a TIFF, and it already exists. We're just going to click replace, hit OK, move on to our next image, change our color space. We still have our cropping sizes entered, so we don't need to redo that. We can simply select the check mark, save as, TIFF, it's going to replace the one that's in there, and hit OK. Now because we replaced basically a TIFF for a TIFF in that folder, when I hop over to InDesign, as opposed to relinking, I'm going to get this little modification icon. So all I need to do is select those two photos and this little icon for updating links, and both of them will be automatically updated. So that is how you crop your images so that your actual PPI is within 10% of your actual PPI.